Apart from Axiom, this is completely vanilla. I've been using structure blocks and redstone to make animations in Minecraft. If you don't know what structure blocks are, they're a creative exclusive much like command blocks. What they allow you to do is to save your build and paste it with redstone. I've been using that basic premise to set up a loop of redstone, which will activate a bunch of different structure blocks in a sequence that ends up looking like an animation. Now, I'm pretty new to animation as a whole, so I've been using this to try and make my animations better, and to inspire you guys to push the limits of what's possible in Minecraft. Now, I've been mostly animating effects like water and explosions, but I've always been scared to try and animate a character. Not only do you have to worry about movement and making sure it looks natural, you have to worry about expression and the character's personality. And when I'm talking about character, I mean trying to animate any kind of living thing. It doesn't have to be a person, but it could be like an animal or something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build the character. I'm thinking it's just going to be a snail because I love building snails. We're not going to animate it yet, we're just going to build it real quickly, and then we're going to take a second to plan out the animation. And just finished. This one's going to be a bit different from this one over here. One, because I've already decorated it, and that might be a mistake. It's going to make it harder to animate. But, I mean, I just got kind of in the groove. I mean, look at this guy. He's adorable. The idea for the animation, he's going to bite this little fruit off, chew it up, swallow it, and then a new fruit's going to grow in its place while he's chewing. I'm in love with this just as a build, and I'm really hoping the animation translates, because that would be amazing. Alright, let's get started marking out some of the head movements. So we want him to stay rough about here, I think. That's his head. We want him to anticipate going for the bite. So let's do a different color. Alright, so we make another head, kind of reel back. Let's bring it down some too. First frame, second frame. I think the antennas will be delayed movement, so like they'll come with it, but like a split frame after. Alright, so we got another one down here, so he's like fast movement down, kind of slow this way, so it's what Past Me went on to struggle to explain is the concept of acceleration and deacceleration. When you're animating a movement, you want to make sure that it starts off slow, gets faster, and then before stopping, slows down again. If you don't do this, the movement looks robotic, it looks chunky, but if you do, it smooths out real nicely. And then now he's all wound up, his head is scrunched down, and spring forward, and this frame, this is going to be the really exaggerated frame. His eyes are going to peel back. His mouth is going to be like wide open, way bigger than natural. An arc movement too. So there's an arc this way. He goes down quick and slows. Springs forward linearly, straight to the little fruit. And then slowly he reels and comes back to the start here. Then we can have him chew it for a bit and we can work the animation out from there. You know what we could do, since we have all these color-coded already, each of these frames, we could go ahead and replace one of the blocks here, because this is part of the structure block, so that'll change each one. Save that, so now we know this is the first frame, that's where that's supposed to be, actually. This is the first frame, sorry. So that's where the orange is supposed to be, right here. And then we could have yellow, like so. And then we save that for this one. So now we know, we load this. This is the structure block that's loaded. This is the structure block that's loaded. And I could set that for all of them. There we go, I did it. Now each of these should be saved. Yeah, and I put a gold block at the end to signify any one of these four, because the bounding block doesn't extend to them. Okay, that'll make things easier. Now if I'm working on this frame, I can see that's the frame I was working on. Brilliant. Now that I've got all the head positions worked out, the rest is just building the snail over and over again in different positions. Down a little bit. Ooh, it would be really funny to add like a little bit of slime as he's like in place of where he was. I think that's the yellow frame. Alright, let's save that. Boom. Alright, let's load green frame. Alright. This one, his head's like completely collapsed, like all the way almost into a shell. His body's all compressed, so he's gonna get bigger around the neck, like a seal when you boop its nose. This is going great. All right, backing up a second to see the animation. Right now, it's looking very rough. And I'm thinking that's because there's no acceleration. So what I've done here is I've remembered to deaccelerate to have the object slow down. So we've got this, it makes a significant jump all the way down here, and then a slower jump back. But I forgot to make it accelerate. It doesn't start off slow, it just immediately starts moving, and that looks weird. It needs at least one frame of it starting to push forward. I need one to go before this motion right here, and I need one to go before this frame. Okay, now let's work on the next in-between frame. This is between the one we're adding in between the blue and the green. This is just before he lunges out. We need to show somehow that he's starting to push forward. Let's bring his head up a little bit. We just do that. Yeah. Maybe? Let's drop his mouth open. There we go. There we go. That's it right there. Okay, let's check that out. Oh. It looks wild whenever everything else pops back in, but I think that's a lot better in terms of movement. I went ahead and finished the animation. If you want to see my process, I went ahead and linked a much less edited version in the description. It shows me doing the rest of the frames and polishing that we just didn't have time for here. And that's how I made this. I'm not as proud of the movement as I am with this build, but I do love it. It is so super cute. And it's super silly. Alright, we're gonna pause it, and we're gonna go over this frame by frame. I'm gonna show you a couple little things that I came across as I was working. First of all, when you're pausing it, it just looks absolutely hilarious with his mouth gaping open like that. And this frame was a struggle, as you saw a little bit, but it didn't look like a mouth for the longest time. I realized I could go ahead and just put a tongue in there, and that's just, like, you don't notice it while it's playing out really that much, but I don't know, I just think it's adorable. Here's whenever he takes a bite, and he starts pulling away and the juices stick to his face. Here. Look at that, and it kind of drips down to the side when you see the full animation. It drips to the ground. Oh, it's amazing. I wanted to be able to loop this as well, and so that posed the question what to do with the fruit he was eating. So I decided to have it regrow. It turns into a copper bulb, turns on, and then turns to a shroom light. And I don't know. I'm kind of proud of that. And whenever he swallows too, I put trapdoors with the frog lights to look like the fruit's going down his throat and is kind of glowing through. And I think that translated pretty well. Now the purpose of this video is not just for me to practice, but it's also to inspire you. So please get on Minecraft right now and give structure blocks a try. Take a hand at animation. If you've never done animation before, just start with something small. Make a door open or close or something. If you're an animator and a Minecraft builder, I probably don't need to talk to you, your mind's already turning. Beginner or not, post whatever you make and use this tag and comment it so that way we can see it. I feel like that this is a big thing that isn't talked about in the Minecraft community enough, so I really want to see what you guys do with it. Thank you so much for watching. If our paths never cross again, good luck to you. Hope things go well. But if you do stay, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and good. Bye.